Hi, everybody, and this is Auntie, and I am here to say, let the Munchausen begin. Love after lockup, Gypsy Rose. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all the y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for auntie advice. Sweet old. It's time for auntie advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for auntie advice. Sweet old auntie advice.
Welcome in, everybody. Hope you all had a great day. Happy Tuesday. Y'all, I watched this episode of Gypsy Rose. I've been watching the other ones too, but they have just not been significant to me. Anyway, y'all, let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. So on this particular episode of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, we watch Gypsy as she continues to manipulate the family. Now, I had watched the previous episode where Gypsy was, trying to get her driver's license and all of that kind of stuff. And I just, and a matter of fact, I also watched the episode and I didn't review them, right? The episode where she had the book signing. And I was like, you know what? The thing about it is, look, I know today, her attorney came up with a defense for Gypsy Rose back in the day, indicating that, Dee Dee, you know, um, child had Munchausen disease and inflicted all this kind of stuff onto Gypsy. So what is Ken and Christy doing then? When I sat there and I watched that particular episode, right? We're gonna go through 3 episodes in one, okay? When I sat there and watched that episode, I was absolutely, utterly disgusted at the way that they babyfied Gypsy. When, if at any time, do any of them make Gypsy grow up? Now, I had to look up the definition for a child. Hold on, let me look up the definition. It says Munchausen syndrome is a mental illness where someone fabricates or introduces physical and psychological symptoms in themselves to gain attention and sympathy, often seeking medical attention. That's not Gypsy. That's not the way that they treating this girl, as if she is mentally ill and incapable of taking care of her for a friend. See, because what we're not going to do is we're not going to sit here and play the game. We just ain't going to do it. I've been sitting here, sitting in the back in the cut, watching and seeing how this family treats Gypsy like she is some precious little China doll, and that she is incapable of doing things on her own. She's incapable of making her own decisions unless somebody has to make it for her. Now, some of you all may come on here and say, Auntie, unpopular opinion. I disagree. You know what? Put it downtown in the comment section. That's why we got a live chat. But I'm going to tell you right now, it just seems like body is treating Gypsy as if she's not a baby. This is a grown ass woman who got made grown ass woman decisions. I was sitting there listening to her, or I don't know if it was a part of her book or an interview that her ass was doing, where she was dragging the out of some of the people that she was in prison with. She is capable of doing everything that she wants to do, including throwing her legs up in the air with another man who won't her husband and getting pregnant by him. And now on this particular episode that we just saw, now she's sitting up there playing games with both Ken and Ryan. Now here she is fresh, okay? Fresh. Just the JJ just all spread about the place. Had the baby early. Okay. She was supposed to have the baby on January 22nd, I think it was. And she had the baby on December 28th, which was a year from her release. Okay, whoop-de-doo. But here she got her father calling Ryan because they're saying, according to the attorneys, if Ryan had came down to the hospital while she was down there with another man that Ryan despises, that she was going to be able to change the name if he had just signed off on a certificate. Meantime, in the between time, Ryan still got this fetish for Gypsy's hair and her voice. I love her voice. I love this and that and knick knack and patty rack and give a bitch a bone, okay? Where he's been rejected, dejected, thrown, ejected, and so much, okay, out of this girl's life, he is still sitting there saying that he believes that this is his baby. That if the baby had been born in January, as the baby was supposed to, right, that he wouldn't be feeling the way he's feeling. But now he thinking it's his baby. And Gypsy's not doing him any favors by calling him, texting him, sending him pictures. And he's just getting a kick out of it. Meantime, and in between time, she got this daggone man, Ken, coming home from work, working, taking care of the baby. She don't want to be up with the baby. And I said, what the is going on with Gypsy? What is going on with Gypsy? Gypsy is a manipulator, in my opinion, and let the Munchausen begin. I saw a TikTok video that she did, right? And she was talking about the baby. And she was saying, she's not sleeping at night. Maybe she got this, maybe she got that. And then she's drooling and she's doing this and that. So I don't know whether or not, she's, got nervous energy. I don't know if she's teething. I don't know if she's doing that. She's just like her mother. So that's why I put in here, let the Munchausen begin. Because a baby is going to drool. Like that's just what it is. They got a whole lot of saliva in their mouth. So now you want to diagnose the baby. You want to diagnose the baby because the baby is this. And even when we look at her, she just bringing the baby home from the hospital, and she's sitting up there saying, she's fussy. She's a baby. What do you mean she's fussy? Don't diagnose the shit. The baby is just crying because it's a baby, and that's the only way it knows how to communicate what's going on. We don't need you Munchausen in the damn baby. And see, the thing about it, you sit up there and you talk bad about your mother, okay? And then all the stuff that Gypsy be saying, I'm going to keep it real over here in case this is your first time being here. Welcome. I'm a woman with a whole lot of opinions about a whole lot of things. And these are my opinions about this particular episode. Part one, part two, part three, bitch. I don't know. I'm just talking about it all. Okay. We going hither, thither. I don't go in any particular order or anything like that. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't already done so, because I'm talking about Gypsy Rose. I have been seeing different things that this girl has been saying and different things that this girl has been saying downtown on a TikToker and why the Tiki Talkie, okay? While she is sitting up there saying stuff and people just listen to what she's saying, I'm listening to all the underlying bullshit that she's not saying. She is just sitting out there, in my opinion, just as Munchausen as her mother was. It take one to know one, bitch. Welcome, Amanda. Welcome, Randy. Hello there, Yazelle. Okay. Anybody else from the mill? Hey there, I'm Ray Della. Okay. Hey, JW. This girl is no better than her mother, the person that she unalived. And now she's sitting there after the fact and saying, how am I going to tell my daughter? Y'all, I'm all over the place and I'm going to be all over the place. How am I going to tell my daughter about what I did? Bitch, didn't you just have a book signing? And everything that went on with the book signing was negative? They didn't focus on but one woman and her child come up and take a picture. Everything else was she's in danger. People want to hurt her. People want to do this. She didn't even really recognize or give any homage, okay, any homage to the people who came out there in droves to see her little raggedy ass. And you talking about how you gonna tell your daughter, bitch, you wrote a book, your daughter gonna eventually learn how to read. Unless it's really like mama, like, hey there, D Man Johnson. The fuck is going on? You wrote a whole book, a bullshit one at that, and then you only giving one side. You giving your side. And Gypsy, frankly, we don't believe you because you're a murderer. Okay, and so when you was a murderer, you've lost all your credibility, at least with me. Now, some people may forgive you, and they mean like, oh, poor Gypsy, she went through this. Well, poor Aurora, because she done already sat there on this particular episode and told Ken, I can't do everything for her. She gonna have to get up and do stuff for herself. I can't do everything. Ken said you ain't doing everything. I get up and I take my ass out to work and I do all the stuff. I know I wasn't saying that. I just was saying just what if. Well, you make sure you put what if in the front of it. And now because Ken ain't licking her ass and he ain't doing what she think he's supposed to do. Now all of a sudden you texting and sending pictures to Ryan, and Ryan dumb fat snap sloppy ass gonna sit up there and lick it all up until she want him to do something that she want him to do. And got the audacity to sit up there and tell me he think that's his baby. Bitch, you ain't. Ron, anybody else ever been pregnant? Any other letters come, bitch? Any other paternity letters come? Anybody else going to get blood drawn? Anybody else, peeing on a stick, bitch? Ron, that ain't your baby. Sit down and shut the fuck up. And the bad thing about it is that she's giving him an inch when she don't need to be giving the man an inch. Let the Munchausen begin. This baby is caught in between two daggone men. One man that Gypsy trying to manipulate, and he ain't going for the manipulation. And another man she's still manipulating, who's going for the bull until he too fat and lazy to do what he need to do. I can't stand Ryan ass. I think he need to get the out the picture. Every time they put the camera on him and ask that dumb bitch anything, I'm just sitting up there saying, if he don't do a poll, red and blue on TikToky, okay, on the TikToky, then he don't know what his ass is. Welcome, Mallory. Exactly, Amanda. Amanda said ain't no reason for her to drag Ryan around, but Ryan along, but Ryan want to be dragged along. He don't believe the paternity suit, the paternity test that came back. Whether she put it on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, bitch, Snapchat, Black People Meet.com. It said 99.9% Ryan. That ain't your motherfucking baby. So guess what? Who the stupid one? Ryan is the dumb one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm out here talking my stuff today because I'm so sick of this crap that's going on. And then her father sitting up there, will hold on to the baby, talking about some maybe Gypsy looking at me and saying, she wished that I was there. And, why wasn't I there for her like I am for this baby? Bitch, you think? And that's why she sit up there manipulating you and Christy and her sister because you wasn't there. Do you think that payback ain't a bitch? You think she ain't got payback? Because this is wait a minute now, Daddy. Because you got to realize that this is the same girl that offed her mother. So, bitch, don't go to sleep. You better sleep with one eye open, in my opinion. Because if she would off her mother, she would absolutely be fucking Ryan. And because Ken ain't gonna do it, but Ryan seemed like he the type of person that'll go right out there and do what the other little Nick did. Because Ron talking about I love her brunette hair, her dark black hair. Bitch, you said that because Ken like blonde hair. But Ken ain't never tell Gypsy to change her hair color. She changed that on her own self because she was trying to, get the man to like her. Absolutely. JW said Ron keeps jumping on the hood of the car to be dragged. So, bitch. And he seriously plays off the empathy and the sympathy of people to get little, stuff to pop up on his tiki-talkie. I don't respect that fat fuck at all. And I'm just gonna go ahead on and call him exactly what I want to call him. Because I've had that kind of day today. And I feel like it. I feel like dragging him, so I'm gonna drag his ass. He is a sorry somebody. He a weak mother. Okay, he should have fought for Gypsy instead of laying back, sitting around crying in that old raggedy ass apartment, keeping all of that dusty bullshit that remind him of her. He took the daggone sign off the wall that said Gypsy and Ryan, and it was so much dust and smut up on that. You would have thought it was a fireplace, a coal burning fireplace up underneath his house, so fucking dirty. Exactly. And that's exactly what needed to happen. Randy said Ken's treating Gypsy like Gypsy treated Ryan. You daggone right, because you know what Ken is worried about? Ken worried about that baby. He don't give a fucking about her. She's sitting up there putting on red lights on the baby. Why? Because she remember when she was in the cop car and the red lights and the blue lights and the white lights was going on, so she wanted to have a red light room to remind her about where she came from. And she talking about, Ken is not giving me the affection that I want or the answers that I want to hear. So it just makes me withdraw. No, it don't make you withdraw, make you go be a whore with Ryan. That's what it's making you do. It's making you go and look for something else outside of the household. Because guess what, honey? At the end of the day, Ken don't look like he like women at all, if you ask me, but you didn't ask me. But I figured that I would volunteer this, okay, just in case you needed somebody to volunteer and step up to the motherfucking plate. I'm volunteering. I don't think Ken like women, no way. It's just some about the way it's just some about the way he pick up packages, bitch. It's some about the way he lay down. It's some about the way he hold the baby. It's just some about Ken. I'm just saying. Ain't nobody else gonna say it. Everybody else tiptoeing and tiptoeing around. I ain't tiptoeing around nothing. He don't look like he like her at all. He got hung up, caught up, tied up, tangled up. He wanted some popularity. He wanted to be, out on Instagram and TikTok scrolling on his phone all day. He ain't had else to do, okay? And so what he do? He went and hooked up with somebody else's chick. He couldn't even go get his own chick. He had to go and get somebody else's, somebody a blast from the fucking past. Okay, some little desperate woman like Gypsy, and then play up in her face, and it didn't, take an umbrella with him, and bitch, it was raining. And so now he is caught up with this girl for the rest of his motherfucking life. And he ain't giving her no daggone attention, and she's going out there craving the book from Ryan. And then we got her father coming up in there trying to act like he the grandfather of the year. But y'all won't make this girl grow up. Grow up. And she's sitting up there on there, crying. I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna love me. I don't know how to tell her what I did, bitch. Tiki Talkie, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. Meet me around the corner. Buy me a coffee, bitch. Blackplanet.com. Okay. They gonna be swiping left and swiping right. Everybody gonna tell your daughter who you are and what you did and what they think about you. She's got every ticky-tacky that your dumbass put out there, talking all of that crap. And then they coming home from she done had the baby. She told me, I don't want to let people know that I had the baby, right? Because, the dates, okay. The dates ain't dating. The dates are not dating, and they already know that Ron and everybody else gonna say something because she's so worried about what is being said about her out there on the tiki-talkie that she spends her whole life doing it. Got the audacity to sit up there talking about she want a job. Bitch, your job is what it is. It's the same thing Ron said it is. You get paid off the tiki-talkie. You get paid off for all of that stuff. So now here they sitting up there worried about what's gonna say, who gonna say something and all that kind of stuff. So Ken is like, well, we might as well go ahead on and spray our own tea. Okay, so what? The baby came early. My baby came early. I wish a motherfucker would have questioned my paternity and who the baby daddy was, because I knew who the baby daddy was, because I know who, I was. See, let me tell you something. When you ain't did nothing and you ain't got nothing that's suspicious, you ain't got no reason to even care anything about what anybody say about your baby daddy, who your baby daddy is, what they think the baby daddy. Oop, the baby came early. Maybe she was lying about. Fuck y'all. That baby came a whole month early, just like hers did. Okay, and babies come when they come. And so Ken is like, let's go hit on, I got this little snapshot. Let's put the baby face ain't showing and everything. Let's put it out there. Well, I don't want to put it out there, Ron, because, so they get home. Now, as soon as they get up in their house, okay, with that little raggedy ass Christmas tree and raggedy Christmas party that they had downtown to the house, where she's sitting up there acting all much thousands and stuff. And then they gonna sit up there and he gonna talk about some, yeah, somebody just texted me and said they took a picture of me. Okay. Bitches is following you. Let me tell you something. I don't give a mother what Ron think. That ain't his baby. He could woulda, shoulda. I think it's mine. He can play up in y'all faces if y'all want to. But let me tell you something. A fuck like Ron ain't gonna never play in my face and never make me question for one bit. That's his baby. Baby, honey, let me tell you, that's Ken baby. That girl allegedly was taking Plan B every time she slept with that. She didn't want to be with him, just like she said, Ron is my best friend, honey. She see him like a sister girl. She don't see him like no romantic interest. He probably barely. Let me tell you something. This man wasn't doing nothing in bed, out of bed. He wasn't doing nothing to satisfy her, honey. He wasn't up but a place for her to go and be out on probation. That's exactly what he was. She used him till she couldn't use him no more. She always was in love with Ken, and as soon as she dropped it low and spread it wide, honey, she was pregnant by Ken. That ain't Ron baby. Ain't no what if. Ain't no hell no. That's not his baby. That ain't his baby. He told me something. I got to see the head. You know how in a black. I didn't know. Y'all folk did that. Okay, and I ain't trying to be offensive, but I thought black people was the only one to be looking to see whether or not the baby got long hair and all that old kind of stuff. Be tripping, and like what the baby head got to do with anything? Ron sitting up there telling me I need to see the baby here and all this so kind of stuff. For what, mother? For what? Well, you ain't got to see nothing. And that's the thing about it that pisses me off, because now that she's not getting the attention that she needs to get from Ken, or she thinks that Ken can give her, because she forget that Ken is a working man, okay? Ken is a working man. And now that she not getting that attention, she goes to Ryan. She want Ryan to sit and knit with her. She don't want Ryan her. Have y'all seen Ryan? I wouldn't sleep with Ryan with somebody. I'm out here saying all the stuff that people want to say that they don't want to say. I'm out here saying all the stuff that I don't care nothing about. Ron, I don't care nothing about Gypsy. I don't care nothing about Ken. I'm just telling y'all what's going on and what I see. These are my opinions. It ain't actual or factual. They just my opinions. Y'all let me know what your opinions are downtown in the chat. Because let me tell you right now, honey, I would have never had to take no DNA test to prove that Ron wasn't a baby. And if he told me something now, the baby may end up being, Anderson for the rest of my life, for the rest of the baby life. The hell if it ain't. Isn't the name already changed? Isn't the name already changed? And why would I want to have a baby that's going to be raised by somebody else, whether it's my last name or not up on them? Why would I want to even be involved with a woman that would take my baby immediately and stay with another man? But I'm gonna tell you right now, she want Ken to be the mama and the daddy. She want Ken to make the bacon, serve the bacon, eat the bacon, fry the bacon. She want Ken to do everything. You know why? Because every time she look at that baby, and I'm telling you, y'all know I'm right. You may not like how it's coming out my mouth, but I'm telling you right now, she be Munchausen that baby. It's always something wrong. And I was looking at this book, and I can't have the baby this way, and I can't lay the baby down, and I can't have the baby on my shoulder, and I can't burp the baby, and I can't do this. And oh my gosh, she's so fussy. Oh my gosh, she's drooling out of her mouth. What do she have? Do she got sarcoidosis, bitch? Or do she got, like stand down, she a baby. Thank you, Randy. That's what I heard. The baby is Urker. Let me see if the baby name got changed. Hold on. Let's see if the baby name got changed. Let me see. I don't see nothing on here. I don't see nothing on here. We'll have to come back to it. I don't think her mama ever abused her. She got Gypsy believing she's a Timu Disney princess. Okay? Absolutely, baby. Hi, how you doing? Welcome, sweetie pie. Hey, Miss Candace. Hey, Bookie. Anyway, I think I'm finished dragging her for the evening. Y'all let me know down in the chat. One thing about it is a lot of stuff that I say be um, um a little controversial, and I don't run with the crowd. I make up my own mind about what I believe about these people. Okay, that's what I do. That's what I've been doing. That's what I'm going to always do. I am not going to follow the crowd and say what is politically correct for me to say. I'm going to give my opinion raw and the way I want to give my opinion about these people. Cause see what I ain't got it to do is sit out here and play games when I'm sitting up here watching this girl playing this man face and playing Ken's too. This girl is playing both of them at the same time. And in the meantime and in between time, talk about what she ain't gonna do for the baby. What the baby gonna do? Did she tell me so? My mother sat up there and watched me cry. How? How? The same way you sit up there calling your baby fussy. Because you know what? If you calling the baby fussy, you know what you're gonna do eventually? Ignore. She's just crying because she wants my attention. No, she crying because she need her diaper changed. your lazy ass self. Anyway, let Christy and her husband, okay, since he want to play dad all of a sudden, since he want to play dad, let them go head on and take care of the baby. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. Love y'all. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there on those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all.